Alright guys, welcome back. Today is Haunted House Terror Day. Right now I'm up here. It's me and Adrian. We're the only ones up here right now. We're just kind of, she's moving some props. I'm opening the doors so we can get some air in here. It's a beautiful day outside, so it's good. We're going to open up everything. The whole goal today is to just clean up everything as much as we possibly can so that we have a positive work environment to work in. So we've opened up all the doors, let in some fresh air. We're going to clean everything. I'm starting outside. I'm going to burn all the weeds in the parking lot because we've got all these lines and stuff, like cracks where weeds are growing up through them, and we need to take care of those. Otherwise, the code enforcement comes down and they get mad at us. So we're going to clean up all those. We're going to replace some bricks outside, clean up everything out there. My dad should be here in a bit. He's going to open the ticket booth in the queue line room so that we could take stuff in there that needs to go in there. But we're going to clean up everything. We're cleaning up all these props. We're going to clean up this room. We're going to clean up this room. We're going to clean up every room. We're going to sweep. We're going to get everything to a pristine condition so we can start making scary stuff. So out here, I'm going to come and just like all these weeds that are just growing up through the concrete, I'm going to go through the whole parking lot, hit everything, and get those gone. Something that we do every year, and it kind of sucks, but it is what it is, so let's do it. Alright guys, let's get an update on what we've done so far for our builds. Me and Jacob are here right now. There he is. And we're going to build the fuck out of some shit. So, for starters, we've got the new bathroom here. New boom boom room. We've extended it 3 feet. You can see this joint right here was the original wall. You can see where it's all painted and stuff. We've added 3 feet. We're going to close it in there. And then this wall is ready to panel. And then up here, we've built some stuff. Right here, we got plywood on this. We have to put plywood on the back side. We got to skin all that, and we got to build an arch right here. So yeah, gonna be fun. We're gonna do this right now, so let's do it. Alright guys, so here's an update. It's been about, I don't know, hours. But we've got this, you watch me rip all this off, and we're working on this archway's almost done. We've got one more chunk of plywood to run right here, which Nick and Nick are cutting right now. One more chunk to run there, then a tiny strip to run across this, right there. Nick and Nick made this window for our monitor, and it fits in there fucking perfect. It's awesome. We did the skinning on this side of this wall, skinning on this side, and then Devin did all the blocking inside of this hole so we can come in with the spray foam. I had the idea of adding a pipe across here, just some extra kind of detail, so it'll look like there's some plumbing and stuff running across here once it's all foamed in and stuff. And then here's the back side of this for you. Again, all done up. And then I skinned this. We're going to be skinning that and this, and then trimming it, adding bolts and stuff, and then putting cage from here to here, closing it on top. And then we got to paint it. Devin also put the blocks all the way around this one so we can foam that. We're going to be putting a window in that wall. That door is going to go over there, back where it was. We're going to put a window in that wall so we could see into that room. And yeah, it's going to be real cool. So this room's coming along, photo booth. So apart from that, that pole had to come out because we had to raise that up. We had to wedge these two chunks in here, so that got raised up and it pulled it out of the floor, so the pole had to come out of there, but that's alright, no big deal. And I'm thinking about replacing this door we've got these two rusty doors over here that we pulled out of the hallway, which we won't be using in the hallway now because we're turning them into elevators, but they're just kind of asylum doors that we built a long time ago, and I might use this on the door instead. So I'm thinking about it. We'll see, but we're making progress. Alright guys, another day up here at the haunt. We've been here for a few hours. I wanted to show you what we are working on. So I moved these doors that were here over to there. So now you've got extra theming on that side, and I'll build something brand new here for a new backdrop in our photo booth. And then on this side, Chris and his dog ran rivets all along this. I trimmed out our window, and then Chris and them put rivets on that, rivets along this, and rivets along the bottom. Those are drying right now. And then I cut this hole out here on top. When we built this with that in mind. So our frame out is over here and over here, but not there because I knew I was chopping that out. Now what I'm doing, I've got two pieces here of, this is 2-inch pink foam. You can see it right there. It's 2 inches thick. I chopped out two pieces that are slightly smaller than my hole. You can kind of look here. My board's on that line, so I brought it in about 2 inches on each side so that I've got some space. In this, inside of this, which is why it's all clamped right now, is two pieces that we chopped off of this rebar, rusty rebar. Now what I'm doing, we use some spray foam as adhesive. That's why all these clamps are on there, squeezing it together. That's going to dry and hold it together. Then I'm going to screw it in that, and I'm going to hack it out, and it'll look like a broken concrete beam. I also went and I got a texture spray that is made, that didn't do anything. Let me go outside. Bright light. So it's a texture spray that is made to spray on foam and plywood and stuff like that. It's so anytime you use like a stucco spray, you have to use multiple coats. You have to add like a mesh, and you have to add adhesives and all kinds of stuff. Otherwise, it won't adhere to your wall. It'll just run off. This product I have has added adhesives in it, and it's actually tinted, so you can spray it on anything. You can spray it on plywood, you can spray it on foam, all kinds of stuff. And the product is right here. It's called Synergy. Now, you may have to drive out of your way to find this, depending where you are. I had to drive about an hour and a half away to get this because no hardware place around here has it. If you're on the West Coast, I imagine it's probably closer. So, anyway, this is a product. You throw it in a hopper, just like that one I got from Harbor Freight. Now I'm going to spray that on this whole room. All of this, and it's going to look and feel like concrete. So it's not a fake kind of concrete that I carve in foam and then they actually touch it and it's not actually hard. It's going to feel like real concrete. This is the product that they use in theme parks and on Kong for making mountains and shit like that. This is what a lot of haunted houses use for making the concrete walls and brick walls and stuff like that to add actual texture to it. So I'm spraying that all over this whole wall here, whole countertop and everything, the doorway, all that. It's gonna look real cool. So that's the plan in here. Chris and them are working on retrimming our posters in here. Jose and Jacob are working on our crate blocks. I've got a few other things that I'm going to do. I'm waiting on that. I'm going to trim this out. I've got one piece ran here. I got to run over the door and on that side. And then I'm going to take one of these doors over here, these orange doors, which now are extra, and I'm going to screw that over this door because this door is fucking pink and I don't like it, and it's gonna make it look cool, and it's also going to hide extra light. So we also went, if you saw previously, I had Devin go inside of all of this and use small chunks of wood in there. This is why. That holds spray foam. So the next part is I'm going to take a hot knife and I'm going to carve all of this out to make it look like actual concrete, and then I'm going to coat it in that stuff over there so it feels like actual concrete and looks like actual concrete too. Here's another one that's a hole that's not completely broken through. That's why there's spray foam on back, and that'll have the same treatment. Anyway. Alright guys, new day. It is 6:28 in the morning. I'm headed to work. Did not have so I had my camera last night, but I was editing vlogs, so I did not have a memory card in it, so I couldn't record what we did. But what we did is going to change our game here. I showed you guys previously the new product I got called Synergy. We started using it last night in our hopper, hand trolleying in, and it's incredible. It's an amazing product. It's instant texture. It's just like painting a room, except it also makes it look like concrete. It's a strange substance because it's viscous, and you can, to a point where you can hand trowel it on. So with the spraying, it covers pretty much everything except like large knots and cracks and large gaps in wood and things. But then you can go and hand trowel in and hide all those, and it works perfectly. It smooths out and it looks incredible. It just looks so good, and I can't wait. We did most of our photo booth last night like 98% of it, or at least everything that we could do. We've got one wall left to spray, and then a brick wall. It's a proper brick wall in there that we want to add some to, so that it looks like an old kind of, maybe they sprayed like a concrete over top of it or something like that. So now you have these patches of concrete, but then underneath it you've got like old brick, which we will come back and hand paint and dry brush and everything, make it look really cool once it's done. And then we've got to get, so my project for this week to make is, I'm going to make a silicone mold so that we can crank out our own resin nuts and bolts and rivets and things like that, which I'll also have available on the our website once I make them. But to start with, we need a whole bunch. So instead of just ordering them, they're an easy product to make. So I got the stuff to make them yesterday. I'll show you my process of that, but the full tutorial is from Alan Hops. Check him out. Probably already have. So anyway, headed to work. Gonna spend all day in prison, and then we're actually going to be heading out this afternoon. So I'm very special. I'll see you then. All right, guys, we are up here at the haunt now. I want to show you the progress we made yesterday. I tried to record yesterday, but I was not able to because, hello, I had my camera, but I did not have a memory card. So we did something very cool. So this is what we did yesterday. Sprayed all this texture over all of this room. Well, not all this room, but a lot of this room. This is the Synergy texture that I showed you guys a few days ago. You can see it's turned all that plywood into what looks like poured concrete. This is the chunk of foam that I scooped out. We didn't have a ladder, but we do need to put a little bit more right along this edge to blend it. But you can see where we went, and like all these cracks, which were the lines where the plywood met, like the crack here where the trim board met our desk, stuff like that. We went and hand troweled and closed up all those lines so it makes a seamless kind of concrete wall. Here's the broken out hole on the other side. Broken out hole, looking like concrete. So good. And I also sprayed all this trim. These doors I sprayed too. And this is like tough stuff. Like you could rub your hand on it and it's not coming off of the wall. So that's good. It's exactly what I was looking for. These I'm gonna rust. All this trim I'm gonna rust too. Same thing. All this metal. We're going to make our own bolts for these, and then we're going to paint these, spray these with our texture, rust those. We're going to spray this whole wall and everything else that we missed in here to make it look really cool. So anyway, I'm going to estimate lumber needs for the rest of this, and so I can get that over to Joe. Okay, so we're going to do 32. We're going to come off of that wall because that's going to have to be a hallway coming around this. So take this against that corner. This is not going to be the best duct tape in the world. This is from the dollar store. Okay. We'll let that go. So we also have to come 32 inches off of that this way. So that is basically right there. So that'll leave them that way. And then we need to go 32 inches off of that wall. Figure out where this is going to end. So that's there. And we've got this little outcrop. We put a scare right there. One thing, we take these pigs, hang them up in that area. They have to walk around that. And I'm thinking we build a morgue freezer right here. And kind of deck this out like that. So that'll be cool. So this is what I needed to know. Alright, 4 feet there. .4. Nope. Can you hold that? Right there. .5. That one should be 4 foot going back. Alright. I'm gonna hang, let's see, we've got a scare box here. Pigs. And a scare box here. Alright. So that's a new concept. So after everything, 2x3s, estimate, 3/8 plywood, 3/4 inch plywood, trim boards, tile board, lath, plexiglass, and then I also made a list of props and stuff that we need to kind of source. This isn't including all those props, but this is the total price that I came up with, not including like tax for materials. So, and that's not including screws or nails or staples or stuff like that. Alright guys, so my camera is about to die. I've got 2 minutes. So I'm going to close this up here. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date on everything. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm Justin L. tuning out, and you stay scary. Thank you guys very much.